Welcome into Metaphysical Monday. I'm just coming on. I am a little behind tonight, only like 15 minutes because I had to reset my internet. And what else? I don't have any music tonight either because, I'm having some issues with my cell phone where I can't find the charger. So it's just like not the right charger. And I'm looking, just all of these things that seem still kind of Mercury retrograde shadow. But how is everybody doing? Everybody that will be tapping in, everybody that can be in now that I can't even see. Sometimes, Facebook doesn't show the numbers. I want to thank everybody, first of all, everybody who's been supporting my content, supporting the Soul Jet, being a part of the new Soul Jet healing community in any capacity. I have been posting things, and I'm asking everyone to go ahead and add new Soul Jet community page, add, so that you can stay in tune with this with this build, Metaphysical Monday. I'm going to be running it through StreamYard so that, I just feel like it'll be a lot more, it'll look more professional for one. For two, the words won't be across people's face. I don't like when my guest is on and, all the comments, because I want to hear the comments. I want to interact with everybody. But sometimes that's a little bit distracting, and it also takes away from all of the beautiful faces that I have on my show. So anyway, again, welcome in. So if you guys can, just go ahead and if you want to stay in tune and in touch with everything, make sure you tap in with new Soul Jet community page. And I do have links on my main profile, which is Soul Jet Tarot. Yeah. I've been gone for a little minute, I've been in touch and letting you guys know what's going on with me. And, I was out, doing my beach rituals. I needed to affirm some things in my life and reaffirm some things, rededicating to my spiritual journey, getting back into intent, the whole intention of why I'm on this journey, taking risk, taking chances, opening up my heart to give love and to receive love. So it's been that experience for me, and just really reflecting on things and stuff like that, reflecting on life, reflecting on consciousness. And for a minute, I've been talking about mindfulness. A lot of people been, I noticed that once I was, we were working on shifting the frequency, removing the block to get to the blessing, the 369 manifestations and things like that. This whole thing about, mindfulness kept coming to me. And then I was starting as I'm on my journey and, going where I'm, on my road trip, on my retreat. I'm seeing all of these things that brings up mindfulness, different places I go, in different books, whatever. And even on some of people's streams, or on YouTube, I'll see something about being mindful. And why is being mindful so important? That's what I want to tap into, because this is going to be a 4-part series on being mindful. People ask me, how do you get into the spiritual energy? What do you do? How do you align? But really, honestly, it definitely starts with mindfulness when you're doing, when you want to consciously create change in your life and consciously live consciously, if you really want to live in the right now. So we'll get more into that shortly. I want to go ahead and get everything started. I want to start with giving thanks to the ancestors. I want to give thanks to the new Soul Jet community. I want to give thanks to all everyone who's been supporting, and just give thanks to the spirit, give thanks to consciousness, give thanks to Yemaya, to your Orishas, to the Netaru. So that's where it's at. So I'm gonna light a Moldavite incense, and if you guys ever get to work with like the Moldavite bath salts, it's like amazing. It's amazing. And I wrote down some of the intentions because I know it's spiritual activation. That's the main reason I use Moldavite, is to activate the spirit. When we went on our trip, when we were in Galveston, I made sure I picked up, some Moldavite incense. How you doing, Tiffany? We're about to get started. We're talking about mindfully. Well, I haven't even really gotten into the full bill, but this is about mindfully manifesting. So the Moldavite energy is about spiritual transformation. It's about connecting with your soul and also the connecting with the, universal consciousness. So this is what we're bringing in tonight. It deals with activating compassion, activating awareness, spiritual evolution and healing. And this is exactly what I needed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is perfect for the build tonight, So I'm lighting that, and I'm going to also light the candles for the ancestors. Anybody else that need to give praise or acknowledgement to your ancestors, this is the time, just to solemnly do that, to bring the energy in. So I'm also going to start with a Moldavite activation or affirmation. Okay, put these, hold on, let's count this incense. Okay, give me 1 second. So for the Moldavite affirmation, get my ashtray, give me 1 second, you guys. So the Moldavite affirmation is, I'm going to take a deep breath and get started. Ashe, Queen. I got on my lekes, but I'm putting them underneath my shirt I just want to keep them here for, my spiritual protection, and just to bring in the forces that I'm working with, the energies. The Orishas, which is Orunmila, Obatala, Ogun, and all of the other forces that are activated within the energy that I'm putting out. So only benevolent spirits, okay? I'm ready to walk my true path. So this is what Moldavite affirmation is. I'm ready to walk my true path. So when you're ready to dedicate into like a surrender to the path that we're supposed to be on spiritually, you're supposed to align with. This is the affirmation for working with Moldavite, whether it's the Moldavite crystal, the Moldavite incense, or the Moldavite sea salts. This is one of the things that you can say. I'm ready to walk my true path. And this is, it's very simple, but it's very powerful, because you're affirming that you're ready to, really dedicate, surrender, and get on the path. Okay? So that's just to get things started. I'm going to go ahead and do the singing bowl, and then we're going to get into the build, okay? Okay, so y'all know, take a deep breath. And then when I hit the chime, you release your breath, okay? So we're going to breathe in through the nose, release through the mouth, okay? So, that's what, hold on, actually, do the first. So this is the first chime, just to center everything, and then from there we're going to go ahead and move into the breathing and the centering of our minds to make sure we're in the right now. So I'm going to go ahead, and my devotion today is actually an affirmation. And so I focus my mind by only focusing on the right now, as I know the present moment is all that matters. So I wrote that for this live. I'm going to say it again. I focus my mind by only focusing on the right now. Okay, I'm going to give you the opportunity, to repeat it. I know that the present moment is all that matters. Okay, so that's how we're, this is what consciousness is. It's mindfulness, So here we go. Another deep breath. And then for the last one, take a deep breath. Hold it and release. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, Ashe. Okay, so this, I'm going to be doing a 4-part series on mindfulness. And it's going to be a little bit more, I'm going to have my meditation music in the back today. It just wasn't happening. But we're going to be focusing on mindfully manifesting so that we can see the things that we want actually manifest, okay? And that's what I've been talking about since, the last part of last year, is removing a block to get to the blessing. But I was just really sitting with this and, wondering, why is it so hard for people to, as a collective or even as individuals, for us to, stay in this present energy, stay in this mindfulness, stay in this consciousness, it's It's a lot of distractions. So I call that conscious thought and conscious action. So, when we say we're conscious, okay, so what is consciousness? What does that really mean? Does it mean that we have knowledge of self? Does it mean that, when people say I'm woke, we're woke, is that just speaking to information? Are we really in alignment with spiritual consciousness, which is being in the right now, taking that opportunity to, just silence things, because there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of distractions right now, or just in general, on the planet. Some of them are good distractions. Some of them are really negative distractions, but there's still distractions nonetheless. So, how often do you take that time to just be in silence? How often do you take that time? I mean, how many people get up and meditate? Because that's like literally one of the first things we should do when we wake up in the morning is set our intention for our day, and it really should happen on a Monday. When a lot of people say, I hate Mondays, peace, queens. Aaliyah, Angela, what's good? And anybody else out there that I can't see, love and light. But on a Monday morning, when, a lot of people say, I hate Mondays, you can actually make your affirmation Sunday night and, have it already set for Monday morning, because that sets the tone for the rest of the week. Your morning affirmation sets the tone for your day. And when we wake up after, going on this spiritual journey at night, it's good to come and settle into the body and think about what your intentions are for that day. So you set your affirmation in the morning, and then you also bless your head. Okay, bless your head. And honestly, when people ask again, I want to reiterate that. How do you work with the spirit? What is working with the spirit? What is getting into the spirit? It really starts with mindfulness. No matter what, your spiritual background is or what it is that you're tapping into. Everything that we do every day has to be rooted in mindfulness. This is also, I was really thinking like, what will it take for us to unify? Why is it that, we're so out of tune? The black community, but not just the black community in the world in general, but I'm speaking to the black community, because before we can even, we have to be able to collect ourselves first, before we can even understand the whole collective struggle. And I'm speaking as an individual struggle, but also the collective journey, the collective push of us trying to unify, of us trying to make the world better, of us trying to raise the frequency, because there's always this battle. And we have internal and external battles. And the thing is, it's like inside of yourself. There's nobody else that, that we can really blame. But inside of ourselves, there's a battle going on constantly. The biggest enemy and the biggest thing that we have to fight is the duality that's within ourselves. And it's like one part of ourselves really want to push and want to strive to be better and do better, to elevate, to grow. But then there's this other part. This part, well, the Bible would refer to it, or the church would refer to it as the flesh. But whatever you want to call that part of your nature, the duality of the light, the darkness, it's like it almost forces us into wanting to go the opposite way. It's like turning in. It's like some people can't deal with turning in, and there's many reasons for that. So what I hope this 4-part series does for us is anybody that's tapped in and actually, do the exercises, because I am going to be doing more guided meditations. Tonight is just the introduction to mindfully manifesting. But this is how you tap into your power. This is how you tap into that goddess and God energy within yourself. It's to live a conscious life. To be conscious means to be aware. And yes, sometimes we fall in and out of awareness, absolutely. But I decided to do this as I went to the ocean and made my decrees and my affirmations. I decided that I need to reinitiate and rededicate and also go harder on mindfulness, because mindfulness is a practice. It's a practice. It's not just something and say, okay, I'm mindful. It's a practice. And the more we practice mindfulness, the better we get at mindfulness. The better we can get into that spiritual place. How you doing, Sister Nikki? I wanted to call you today, girl. Long time no hear. I'm going to have to tap in. Give thanks to everybody out there, Leah. But anyway, so that's where the power's at. Everything that we create, if you want to call it manifestations or magic or prayers or whatever it is, it starts with being in that mindful place. So that conscious place. So in the morning, as I said, you set your intention and you begin to be in that conscious energy by setting the intent, putting the intent out there, okay? So what else did I want to get into before I go into the, I was looking at some of the Buddhism, when I was looking up mindfulness, was looking up some things about it, I ran into like these Buddhist affirmations that said every morning. Now, I'm not saying that that's the ones you have to use, but they're very powerful into setting the tone for mindfulness. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But we have to start tackling some of these distractions. Like, why is it so hard to stay in the right now energy? And a lot of the times, the distractions is because of fear. They're rooted in fear, the fear of letting go, the fear of what's, the fear of ourselves, of that higher self, just sitting in your own energy. I mean, even without like calling on deities and things like that, just try sitting in your own energy in a meditative space. For those who haven't, some people meditate all the time, but for those who really don't use meditation as a practice, it can be a bit overwhelming. It's exhilarating, but it's you really begin to feel that conscious force around you. You begin to activate that energy within and around you. But these are some of the distractions and reasons why it's other people's influences can sometimes take us out of the right now energy. So it's important to set boundaries, and especially when we are trying to manifest or we are attempting to shift our frequencies. So we have trauma and depression. Some people, it's hard to go into the right now energy because of trauma and depression and triggers that are in that space. So it's really hard for us to sit in that. You'll meditate a little bit and come out of it. For other people, all of us, is intoxicating substances. And when you are in the right now, give thanks for Sister Elaine. Thank you for stopping through, sister. But when we're dealing with, I was told as a medium, and that's one of the reasons why I don't drink to be drunk, anymore. I'm not going to just be like I'm perfect, because I'm not going to lie. When I've been drinking 7 years, but when I saw a few of my influencer friends, I did have a shot or two with them. But it's not about, oh, I don't drink because I'm so holy. No, it's more because it takes you out of mindfulness and it stays in your bloodstream. So as a person doing spiritual work, I may have a shot, but I don't go no further than that. Maybe 2 shots, depending on, space it out a little bit. But I haven't drank, like I said, in years. And I used to turn up. I used to turn up. But I noticed that in that space, that's when I was always had that low resistance. That's when people were able to take advantage of me. I done spent more money than I wanted to spend. I'm in places that I don't want to be, just different things, but I'm not in alignment to what, where I needed to be. But I'm not here to be like, telling people what to do and don't drink all that. That's not what I'm saying. Not get high. What I'm stating is that you want to have balance in that when you're practicing mindfulness. Okay? And why is mindfulness important? Because everything is happening in the right now. This is part of the reason why we have so many conflicts within each other, amongst each other. Because mindfulness is going to alert you to not only your sensitivities and your power and your energy, but to the energies of other people, and build compassion for those around you. And like I said, there's so many things that we need to work on as a community. Just, we want to talk about that. But charity, we know, starts at home. There's so many things within our own temple that we need to work on. So it's like collecting yourself before you can even talk about getting with the collective. And the collective would be the community. And when you want to talk about the world. But when you're talking about unity, because I do promote consciousness, black consciousness, and unity of, we have to get along with, all of humanity and the such. We have to at least have a respect. You're not going to get along with everybody. But what I mean is there have to be a certain awareness of respect and consciousness and compassion for all living things, to a degree. But as far as unifying and joining in groups and, collecting, being in the collective in that way, a lot of times we don't we're not as productive as we can be, or the wrong spirits and energies are in there, conflicting with each other, or they're in there for different agendas. And you may not see the agenda, you may see the agenda, but being in mindful energy, it helps us to, awaken who needs to be there, who doesn't, where you need to be, where you don't need to be. Are you out of alignment is why you're not getting along with another person. Because sometimes we think we don't get along because we're in this other energy, that energy that I say that tries to destroy us. It's inside of us, but it also tries to work against the other part of yourself, the higher part of yourself. It makes us fight with each other. It makes us hate other women. It makes us hate men. It makes us hate each other, hate ourselves, go, show ugliness to our family members and stuff. So it's sometimes being in that level of awareness that we got to come back to. We are all expressions of this consciousness. We are all created in this loving energy. And I'm not saying everybody is going to be a representative of love, but it's about us. You got to start with the man in the mirror. And I know here at the Soul Jet Healing Community, I definitely promote love, self-love, and love in general. God is love, right? So the point is, in order to really grow in our compassion, that's how you become aware, to plug in. You will then see other things. You will see other sides. You will see that, we give other people grace. We're not constantly just judging other people or finding petty reasons to not, get along, or to not vibrate. I mean, we talk about unity, but the only way we can unify is to be mindful of how we treat each other. It's to be mindful of what we say to each other. Be mindful of our tone. I say, why do you say that, Sister Elaine, that you're on a low vibration tonight? Honestly, the vibration is a little, I'm kind of like, but I'm getting the message out, But anyway, so I just wanted to, we're going to go through, like I said, it's going to be a lot more. I'm just being real cautious because I want to show grace when I speak. I want to speak from my heart. I want to speak from my mind and my heart in alignment. Because sometimes when I speak too much from my head, it comes off harsh or maybe detached. If I speak too much from my heart, then, I'm not being mindful. So I got to have this balance. I was going through, and I'm not going to go on and on, but I just wanted to say that this is a very key and important thing for us, though, because you'll begin to see how the spiritual energy activates in and around you. So I think I'm going to go ahead to the part when I was speaking on Buddhism. Like, I was kind of going through, we're going to actually be I'm going to be pulling some different exercises for mindfulness and things to go over. One of the things, not just these Buddhism lines, I really kind of liked, because I pulled from everything. Just like I say with Islam, I liked the way they describe sin. And it's to be unconscious. And this is being out of mindfulness. You get what I mean? So the more mindful we are, the more in alignment we are with our manifestations. The more you'll see things work, the more you won't be bamboozled or played by other people. Some people are real guarded and ugly, and they'll say the reason why is because they don't trust people, or they don't know what the person's MO is. But if you're in mindfulness, if you're really conscious, because that's what consciousness is, then you will be able to feel and see what type of energy or vibration another individual is on. It's kind of like that vibe thing, right? But so one of the things that we're going to be going over is also, I want to revisit the book, The Four Agreements. So, and I'll get to that in a second. But the first thing is I wanted to look at some of these affirmations that the Buddhists were speaking to. This is morning affirmations, like I was talking about. This is what you do to set your daily tone every morning, or / rising every morning. Okay. So I was scrolling up, and it was interesting because what gave the confirmation, I was looking at Mama Earth did a live, she had a reel, and she was speaking to gratitude. And honestly, the first thing every day that we should do is give thanks. Just give thanks every day when you wake up. And I do. Every day I give thanks for everything. It's not perfect. I'm not rich, none of that. I don't have this no fancy house with all this fancy furniture and all of this high-end stuff. But I give thanks for being able to do it better every day. I give thanks to be able to be a servant of the Most High, to be a servant of this conscious energy, to be a vessel. I give thanks to be able to just to be here, just to be in this physical body. You know, it's an amazing gift. So the first thing is gratitude, and it's I am grateful for this new day. And as you go through each of these, it's 5 lines, it's 5 affirmations. And I wanted to share it, and I'm gonna, we'll do it again just to reiterate on another live. But number 1 is gratitude. And because the more you give thanks, it's like more things come to you. It's like the universe appreciates it because there's so many, gifts that we have that we take for granted. So it's like you got to give thanks for all things. If you don't have nothing else to give thanks for, give thanks that you are alive. Give thanks that you have life. All of those things matter, that you have food. It says gratitude. I am grateful for this new day. And you say that every day. When you wake up in the morning, number 1 is I'm grateful for this new day. Okay, so it's just giving thanks that you were able to wake up like I just went into. And the second one is I embrace impermanence. And I really wish this wasn't the second one because that's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one, but it's a very valid thing. It says I embrace impermanence. This is the acceptance of life constant changes. When you're able to embrace impermanence, it's to embrace that we know things won't stay the same. We know that things change. We know that everything's not going to be good. It's like taking the good with the bad. Understanding that I'm ready to accept. I embrace, the impermanence of life because I understand it's part of the life cycle. And I still give thanks because these are in line. And as you are doing these affirmations again, it says that you should also do a visualization with it because this is a meditation. You should see yourself embracing, I give thanks to this brand new day. I accept the changes in impermanence, or I embrace impermanence. The third is compassion. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. And I'm actually write these out so that we can, no worries, Queen. You always on the high vibration. And honestly, let me say something to speak to that. Everybody is not the same when it comes down to even when I spoke to certain vibes we own or distractions or whatever we have going on. Some people are, like I said, I may drink a shot, but some people are so aware that they're actually able to, they can maintain their state of awareness because they live in the right now. And I can actually feel that energy. And I know one thing about Queen Elaine, she's always aware and very, very intelligent and can do business under any circumstances. And that's very honorable and it's very inspiring, So giving thanks to the Queen. Okay, let me start over with just the words. Okay, so gratitude is number 1. Number 2 is accepting change. So I embrace impermanence. Number 3 is compassion. I cultivate compassion for myself and others. Now, this is one of the core, most important lines or affirmations, because this is where you get kindness, empathy, and understanding, which is one of the core values of Buddhism. Just like even in E5, your character is really important. But this goes even deeper than that into how we treat others. So when you say I cultivate compassion, you're setting your intent. Everything you're saying, even if you're not doing those things, is setting the intent so that you can be in this space as you're practicing mindfulness. Okay? So it says, compassion is not only a response to a suffering, but a proactive choice. So you don't just only be compassionate because you feel like, oh, look at this person going through suffering. Or, oh, look at the, poor person, downtrodden people or whatever. Of course, you're going to feel compassion for that. That's natural. But it's also speaking that it's a proactive choice. So even where there's spaces where you would prefer to not be compassionate or to have coldness towards a certain thing, cause, people, whatever, this helps to foster that universal compassion. Just the compassion, just that to help cultivate and open up the heart chakra. That healing compassion, so that you can get that same thing bestowed upon you. It deals with understanding. That's how we're able to operate better in our communities. When you're talking about unifying, because that's what we've been trying to do for years. Having these same discussions from the plantation, we're still having the same discussions now. But I'm looking for solutions. And I know there's many other people who are solution based as well. And we really got to start with the man in the mirror. We got to start with self in order to make that collective change. We got to collect ourselves. Some of us are all over the place. We got to collect ourselves, collect our mind, be mindful. That's what the mindfulness is about. Then we can get into mindful manifesting, right? Mindfully manifesting. Like when we were talking about the 369, I would love to hear how some of those outcomes are for you guys, or the things that we go over. For those that may have actually did it, did you manifest those things in 30 days? I did. I've manifested so many things that all I can do is give thanks and just, and give thanks for the small things, because everything's not going to happen overnight. It's a process, right? So now I pay back by being more mindful. So this last one is, I walk the path of wisdom. So another thing that engenders or that will help to grow our consciousness and mindfulness is the pursuit of wisdom. It's the pursuit of wisdom. This is the integral part also of Buddhist practice, but not just Buddhist practice, but conscious practice. That's when we say we're conscious and, we're elevated and we're scholars and all of the other things. It's that pursuit of wisdom. And it is speaking to pursue wisdom is equals the understanding of the true nature of reality. So to pursue wisdom is to be able to understand the true nature of reality. And you also seek knowledge with that, opportunities, spaces, and places to seek knowledge and to seek awareness. And this will help with you to gain more wisdom. Okay, so through mindfulness and meditation. Okay, no, that wasn't the last one. I'm sorry, you guys. We have one more, number 5. I said 5 lines. This was only number 4. So through mindfulness and meditation, seeking knowledge, seeking awareness, this is how you open up the path to wisdom. Okay, I hope I said that right, you guys. Let me say that one more time. In order to open up the path to wisdom, it's seeking knowledge, self-awareness, mindfulness, and meditation. That's some of the ways. And also the pursuit of wisdom, looking for things and opportunities and learning from lessons from knowledge, because, you learn from knowledge. Knowledge is when you know. Spiritual application is when you gain wisdom. So how do you put that wisdom into effect? We get all of this knowledge, but what do you do with it? It's not going to do us any good if we're not using it, sharing it, or helping other people with it. Okay, so number 5 is I'm at peace with myself. And this one is deep, because it's, to really be at peace with yourself, it fosters tranquility. It fosters inner peace in the way you interact and move in the world with other people. We can dissolve our anger, dissolve different, even attachments. When certain things are not for us anymore, certain people, friends, relationships, it's being able to allow certain things to just fall away. Just let go of the attachments, let go of the cravings, let go of the desires, and understand, it's times where, of course we want to partake in these things, but you still have to understand that those are temporal, that those things are going to pass away. So you have to have peace without those things. That way, when that impermanence happen, what we talked about in number 2, when those changes happen, when things become unstable around us, as they do, because that's what life is about, constant changes, right? You have to be centered still. That's how we stay strong. That's how we keep our mental soundness, because it'll be things that challenge your mental health, challenge your physical health, challenge your emotional health, all of that stuff. Challenge your relationship with spirituality, challenge your relationships with people that you were good with. So during those times, we have to still be able to find that middle ground of being at peace with ourselves, with whatever happens. It may be the love of your life, but nothing lasts forever. Whether people are taken out by circumstances or, death or just whatever the situation is, we have to still understand and be at peace with ourselves. And that's not easy. That's the reason why we have to practice mindfulness. Anyway. Yeah, compassionate is being able to show empathy for other people's pain. Absolutely. Absolutely. And to be able to show empathy for other people's pain and also other people's shortcomings, like just in our relationships. We know we're not perfect. We know we've been through a lot. We have to be able to show more grace and compassion to each other, just on day-to-day stuff, for people's, the path that they're on. They may not be there yet, but we want to make sure we still try to get an understanding. And we do that again through mindfulness, and it's really a lot more I want to go into with that, but it's just a lot. So I don't know. Do you guys have any questions, or is there anything else you'd like for me to go over with that? Because I was going to close on when I bring in this piece with the Four Agreements, or the Four Agreements by Luis Ruiz. So the first agreement that we'll be going over like next week is and not just that, because I'm gonna continue to have the balance of doing the mindfulness manifestations. It'll be guided meditations like we did on Earth Day. Anybody that want to participate, just be comfortable, be open, and we're going to work on some mindful manifestations and meditations, okay? So the first agreement is being impeccable with your word. Does anybody remember the Four Agreements, or ever read that book? And again, like I said, if anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to, tap in with something on that, feel free, leave it in the comments. But the first agreement is being impeccable with your word. And that's really deep. Impeccable deals with integrity. And that's not just, we look at it as being impeccable with your word to other people. Like, I'm going to keep my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Things like that. But it's also on a deeper level is being impeccable with the word that you speak out even to the universe, the contracts that we make, the words we choose to use. And that's something that is really deep for me, because it's being mindful of what you say, talking crazy and reckless. Sometimes we do, I don't want to even put it out there, but just saying certain things that are self-defeating, things that can really bring destruction on ourselves, bring destruction on others in our environment. So it's about being impeccable with your word, period, right? So we're going to deal more with the Four Agreements and stuff like that. And again, you guys, my apologies that we didn't have any music, any meditation to kind of, but y'all do have my voice. So hopefully, for those that can hear, that's enough for the night. We have each other's spirit, all of those things. But anyway, you guys, a lot of changes. Like I said, I'm going to just say this one more time. Anybody that hasn't followed New Soul Jet community page, please follow it, because that's what Metaphysical Monday is going to be at. Yes, I'll be bringing the guests back on. What else is new? We're going to be doing, I call it Witchy Wednesday, but it's really going to be called the Taboo Nature of Witchcraft and Spirituality. That's going to be something that I do twice a month, and we're going to be tackling the taboos of witchcraft and spirituality and the taboo nature, whether it's something to really fear or things that society or even these extreme religious groups from back in the day have put out there. We're gonna tap into some of the stuff that people scared to touch on, some of the things that's taboo. We're going right there, and I'm gonna have different guests tap in with me, or I may have a host that is regularly taps in also. We're gonna also be like tapping on doing some of the witchy movie reviews, because I want to make sure when we went to see Tarot recently. And the movie was scary, but here it is, they putting those negative energies out there about tarot cards and all of these, negative imagery and all of these effects that's happened and all of this crazy stuff, so I don't want to run from that or be defensive. Let's deal with that. Let people, say what they need to say about these certain things so that we can go ahead and, clear up the misconceptions. But anyway, it's going to be a fun time with that. So anybody that's really ready to build on some deep, metaphysical taboo subjects dealing with the woman's craft or witchcraft, and even some men, and the taboo nature of spirituality in general, because people tend to be uneasy with spirituality in general. Now, this isn't about promoting anything. It's about dispelling myths and making sure we're dealing with the real, because that's also about mindfulness, because we got so many misconceptions in our minds. Sometimes that throws us off. And remember, over here at the Soul Jet Healing Community, we are about spiritual and mental liberation. And we do that by dealing with the real and making sure we add a spiritual balance, of soundness to a practicality to spirituality, and meditation is the foundation of spiritual sanity. That goes back to that. So when we're speaking of mindfulness, what we're really talking about is daily meditation, But anything else? Tarot Talk Thursday. I know I've been kind of like, it's been a while. I have to revamp that. So Tarot Talk Thursday, definitely. That's going to be done every other Thursday, okay? So just like the taboo nature of witchcraft and spirituality on Wednesdays, Tarot Talk Thursday will still be on Thursdays. And we're going to be doing, again, different styles of divination, some fun stuff for that. But what we're going to be building on, for those that are interested in tarot, we're going to be doing all of the major arcana cards from 0 to 21. Okay, so we'll be starting with the next one to be the Fool. That's 0, the reset. So I'll be going into each episode that will be dealing with the card of the day. And then after that, we'll do the collective reads like we always do. And I'll still do dream interpretations as well, okay? So always available for those things. But that's pretty much all I got tonight, because I don't want to put too much, I want you guys to remember what I'm talking about and be able to just, I don't want to just beat it down, just a reminder to be mindful. And I just give thanks for everybody's energy who tapped in, everybody who will watch the replay and tap in. And yes, thank you. Also, Calligraphy TV, you guys, it's been getting some motion. So I give thanks for the people that's viewed. One of my videos hit almost 4,000 views. That's like the second one that's done that, and that was cool. I got 22 new subscribers, so hey, we getting there. And if y'all haven't subscribed to Calligraphy TV, make sure y'all do support, like, subscribe, all of that. But I'm gonna go ahead and close on one more time. Take a deep breath, just remembering to be mindful, remembering to be in the right now, and just relax, release all of the negativity, all of the pain, all of the stress, and just focus on the right now. So just take a deep breath, hold it, and slowly release. One more time, take a deep breath, hold it, and slowly release. And the last one, take a deep breath. Again, hold it. And slowly release. Thank you. Love everybody. Ashe, love, light, and compassion. Mindfulness. And stay tuned for more. Peace.